welcome to a video where I showcase the 907. So recently I've 3 marked my 907 and I decided that it would be a good idea to showcase some of the good games I've had in the tank, show you the strength and the weakness of the tank, and I'm gonna showcase 2 replays today, one on Abbey and one on Redshire. They're respectively my 2 mark game and my 3 mark game. I think this Abbey game was actually a live on stream as well. If you want to find the VOD of my live reaction, you can find it on twitch.tv/Jalery. So let's get into it. Let me just speed it up a little bit. Okay, so this game, I think I was like 84 or something when I was playing this game. I look at their lineup, as anyone should do at the beginning of the game. I see they have tons of hit points, right? No artillery, which is perfect in my opinion to play a D1 position. You can first of all catch some tourists, driving across the G1 location towards the 2 line to get some early nice damage, and you can stay hold down and trade effectively with your team. Okay, the only problem playing around this area is artillery, which you can see there's not really any RD, and also the hit point pool is kind of nice, right? So yeah, there you go. That's the first customer patent. Very nice. 364. So the 907 do have a 320 gun. And the gun, honestly, is quite troll, okay? So until you get used to it, I would just honestly suggest to aiming more of your shots. I know it's a huge DPM loss if you don't constantly do damage, but that is just the drawback, right? So I switched to heat here because I was wondering if there's going to be a mouse crossing this way, with the slower tanks, it takes a slower path, right? And also the STI is not late yet, so I'm just wondering if those two are gonna cross the 1 line. But yeah, now I'm just holding the angle, and there you go. That's the STI. That was a poorly aimed shot. Honestly, I wasn't really prepared for him, even though I had him in mind that I will. Ooh, that's nasty. 330 right there to his cupola. Very nice. So I will give it that the dispersion on the move for the 907 is actually pretty decent, especially if you have a purple V-stab. So that means you can constantly hit a lot of shots on the move, okay? Or when you're not fully aimed. The drawback is it's just gonna roughly go inside your circle and it's not gonna be on the pixel that you aim for, right? Even if you fully aim. But then the gun is pretty consistent in my opinion. And there you go, that's exactly what I meant, right? The gun is consistent, but still not enough, right? But at range distance like this, where he's literally 50 meters away from me, you don't really need to aim in your shots. Just make sure you're putting your crosshair at the place you're supposed to put. So currently, I don't really want to trade against this mouse because you have bigger alpha, and I don't have 320 alpha, right? You have 560. I don't really win the trade, right? So I'm currently hoping that, they will either push up because they have more tanks on this flank, or the 60 TP is going to generate opportunity for me to do damage, right? So I'm here just trying to be patient. And also one thing about the 907 is that you only have 2200 hit points because you're a medium tank. So it's very important for you to reserve your hit points. Let's just put it that way. So the mouse just fired. Let's put another shot into him. Nice. 330 heat, very just able to punch through a lot of enemy armor with no problem. That was a poor shot by me, but mouse just fired. So let's peek on him again. And it's 329. But as you can see, with 4k DPM, actually I think I was using hardening. I was using a rammer directive, so my DPM still around 3800. But this thing just, if you get to constantly fire and use your DPM, it just shreds, right? The only downside is the gun is not really good at chai sniping, and it's very inconsistent at mid to long distance, right? But that's not a problem when you're just face checking people, right? This is 907 territory, you're brawling them. Chieftain just fired, so let's put a shot into him. Nice. Alright, let's wait for the reload. Cheat then just fired again, so let's push and kill him. Should be able to do it before he reloads. He actually reloads in time. He's fully purpled. But luckily we bounce that shot and we get to finish the cheat then off. So now if we look at the map, we're still missing 2 tanks, the 704 and the Waffentrager, right? Them being TDs pretty much just gives you a good idea of where you're at, right? So I was thinking they're either at J4 or just playing out on 9 line, right? To support your heavy tanks pushing down 9 line. So that opens up a huge opportunity on the 1-2 because we have 3 tanks here and they only have 2, being the Patton and the VZ. They do have a VZ though, so I need to be careful. 1000 Alpha is not really fun to deal against, right? So I'm just trying to see if I can get opportunity. And this is the moment where I see Patton's isolated from the VZ. And I was just like, let's go forward, right? Especially now when I see the STB behind us on the map, he just killed our Stir. So I was like, go, 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 go. We need to kill this Patton. Bad shot by me and I got tracked. But the good thing is, the Patton's isolated and if I just keep on going forward, I'm not going to get caught by the VZ and the STB, right? That's my thought process when I make that play. Also, just play with your 60 TP, right? So right now, I'm like, STB and VZ might be coming from 2 different angles, might be coming from 1. All I need to do here is play with the 60 TP for the 2v2, right? And that's when the VZ and both the VZ and the STB show up. Bad peek by me, took the punishment. STB fired, let's straight back. I think that hit the corpse. I'm not really sure. But yeah, STB is not exactly the best player and we get to just constantly pummel him right here. Oof. Honestly, I think he just gave up. Anyways, me and the 60 TP now decide to push the VZ. It's 2-on-1, right? So yeah, I'm just following my 60 TP. He took a shot, so it's my turn to take a shot, right? Being the teamwork here. But the VZ was not really interested in me. So, yeah, I just decided to kill him. He have 22 seconds reload if you have purple, which is more than enough time for me and the 60 TP to kill him before we do anything, right? So I'm here, I'm just also looking for the tracking assistant to push my mark a little bit more. Interesting fact, VZ don't have enough gun depression to effectively penetrate my armor when he's shooting AP if I'm face hugging his ass. Need more gun depression for his ass. And there you go, we pretty much clean out that flank. And, you know, with roughly around 8 minutes of gameplay, I've gained up to 7k damage, 6999, right? Pretty nutty number, I would say. And now they're capping our base, okay? So what does this tell you? It tells me at that moment that Kunstpanzer is on the base cap, right? Because he's the only one that's fast enough to cap. And we see him here, goes, you know, double bush. Yag actually blind fires us out, which is really interesting. But now, that's an unfortunate low roll. We should have killed him there. And as you see, after like all that fighting, I'm actually down pretty low on ammunition right here. And this is my last APCR round. Wins to his upper plates. But now I have heat, which is very effective against EA pan. And there is when the 907 gun handling starts to shine, right? When RNG doesn't want you to hit anything, you will just not hit anything. That's just the unfortunate fact of how this gun works. So right now, instead of going for like a shot that Ye can just turn his tank and deflect, I'm trying to focus out the 704 here, who was driving in the open. Oh, he backed up, right? He gets picked by the 60 TP. Well done to the 60 TP. I think 60 TP is like a very big reason to why we got to this place. Alright, he runs for Yeg lower plates. I don't know how shot went, but I think I should have aimed a bit more to the right because the shell velocity is kind of sus. Right? 907 center APCR shell velocity is 1535, very good, but then the heat. Yeah, 900, right? You do have to pan, but, you know. So I'm trying to get double bush here, stay hidden. There you go, the shell velocity problem again, even at this proximity distance, right? And right now I'm just looking if the Yeg is gonna back off, because the 60 TP out reloads him. I think he didn't even fire, actually, so... yeah. Yeah, you know, the Yeg doesn't look like he's gonna back off, so I was just like, let me try to get closer, so just in case if he overpeaks the 60 TP, I can be there to trade, right? But then I don't know where the Waffentrager went. He could have stayed at E7 or he could have gotten closer, right? That is like the big unknown factor that I don't have right now. And also, I only have 5 rounds left, if you noticed. So right now, I don't want to peek because if Waff was staring at me, he and the Yay can just double tap me and the game is over. So Yay actually kills the 60 TP here. I didn't see how hard the 60 TP was peaking. So he fired, we out reload him, I drive forward to finish him up. Yeah, all I'm gonna say is that shot was not nicely aimed, okay? I fully aimed this one, and now I'm down to 2 HE round against a Waffentrager. If we pen and get decent rolls, I think we got this. He just fired. Aim, 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 aim. Nice. So, that was my 2 Mark 907 game. I played it on stream. If you want to go watch the live reaction and the VOD, twitch.tv/Larry. It's right there, okay? 9.2k damage at the end. Fade-ins. No ammunition left. Okay, relatively good game. It just showcasing you how good the 907 can brawl at a proximity distance. Alright. Now down to the second game, which is where I 3-marked the tank. Alright, now welcome to Redshire? Yeah, Redshire, okay. Tier 9 game. Spoiler alert, this is the game where I get to 3-mark my 907. I think before this game happened, my mark was just jumping around like 94%. Right, I was having a hard time, you know, finding consistency around like the 5k area, let's be honest, right? So I got up to 94%, actually got like higher, like 5 or 6 times, okay, but like failed and dropped, right? So sometimes the teams is just not the best. So like around the beginning of this game, I think my mark was around like 94.1, right? So lots of medium tanks, 3 heavy tanks, you know, tier 9 game, 1 RD, right? With not enough teammates playing the 9-0, I'm just like, let's just play slow and see how this game works out, right? Ideally, with a 907, you do want to put yourself into a brawling situation, and those are just more common on the 9-0 side. That's why I'm playing towards the 9-0, right? Hopefully I can like brawl their heavy tanks, you know, and just out DPM and out trade them. Hopefully, right? So right now there's not much happening. If you can see our 1-2 line, we have, okay, 2 of our heavy tank and our top tier tank destroyer driving down the 1 line with 3 medium tanks, right? That is a very unrare, like, you know, rare sight that you'll see on Redshire, especially from the North one. Because let's be honest, driving 1 line in a heavy tank, like you get to the castle, but then you kind of get stuck there, right? So yeah, trying to look for a shot in E100 here. He was peeking out sideways wide. I have no idea. But then I don't think I have like an angle to pin him. So I tried to low heat to see if I can get the penetration on his cheeks. Low rolled my pen. It's like a 50% chance if I like, you know, if you go for 330, if you like pen the E100 cheeks when it's flat onto you. Like it's like 60% chance if it's 340 heat, okay? So yeah, I see a mouse right here. You know, big hit point in meatball. You know, let's be real. If I get some assistance or even some damage from the mouse, like 2k, right? That's like a third of, you know, the requirements for me to raise my mark, right? At least that was my game plan. Just trying to play against this mouse here, try to get my mark up, right? So he actually knows what he's doing. Doesn't know this shot, and here's where things gets interesting, right? This Udes decide to do a very aggressive A-line play. I'm seeing like these type of plays more frequently. I don't know why. I think because they added the ridge to prevent them shooting the cross. Ooh, that's a nasty fire on him. He must be pissed. Okay, so I think because the ridge line they added to stop people crossing for free towards 9-0 from north spawn, people start abusing that bridge from the south spawn now. You can pretty much drive to that Uda's position for like literally free, okay? You can just be there, hold the corner anyways, right? And now I see a Charfy here just out in the open being a tourist. So being the nice guy I am, I tell him to pay taxes. The Udas is actually angling very interesting. He's angling downwards, means, you know, his like sloped armor isn't really effective. And their E100 decide to, yeah. Okay, well, let's not talk about that. And this Udas, for some reason, is just over peaking and not giving a shit. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Um, but to be honest, the situation's not looking good for me, right? All of my TDs are like 1 HP at the back for some reason. They do help me kill the E100 though. And my I7 is really low HP, right? So right now we're just trying to focus on this tortoise in the open. To be fair with you, I have like no clue what is happening. The enemy team is just going extremely aggressive. But for some reason our TD at the back is dying, right? So this mouse is gonna try to kill the I7. So I'm just gonna try to focus him out. He just fired. That means we can put 2 more into him for relatively free because he'll be on reload, right? 1 more. I think this is where the throwing starts. He actually bounced me, but then I griefed my second shot in a row. He is stunned though, so I guess we can still punish him. He's a 1 HP now, and I'm just trying to finish him off. Okay? So the reason I'm not pushing directly at him is because I don't know what the fuck is behind him, right? If you want to... Exactly, okay? If you want to look to the right, there was... There was 3 tanks plus an artillery that was not lit, so I wasn't willing to go aggressive just in case I got caught, right? That Leopard decided to go aggressive, you know? Which could have been really bad if I just decided to drive up, like, you know, what I usually do in 9-0, just get close to people and then start shooting them, right? So now I realize I think I'm in trouble, right? The reason being Charfy tier is playing on this side of the map too, and I'm not seeing an AMX-30 and a Waffentrager. Also, there's an artillery that can pummel me if I get spotted. So it's actually like, you know, if they're smart and coordinate any type of play, I think I'm screwed over here. So I'm playing a little bit more on the passive side. I do have like a Leo PTA and a Waffle, you know, right behind me if they do anything aggressive. So right now, as you can see from like unspotted maps, they have like tons of, like, you know, tanks in the middle. So I'm just trying to look for shots on them because our one line is pushing up. Maybe they get lit, maybe they don't. Who knows? You know, always be aware that, you know, something can get lit, right? So yeah, the game is relatively even at this stage, despite we're already up to 5,400 hit points, you know, and pretty much solo kill like their, you know, heavy flank, right? We assisted with an Udes, we assisted with an E100, and we pretty much killed the majority of a mouse, right? And also that tortoise, right? So we pretty much won the one, like, not winning, but, you know, securing the advantage on the 9-0 line, despite there was only me and the IS-7 and then like 3 TDs behind us, right? They had like the, I would say, a significantly number advantage, especially when our RD is not looking this way, right? So at this point, I'm like, I don't feel safe, right? Because, you know, the game is gonna get significantly slowed down because 1-2 line is not gonna push with just a motion and center B at this point, right? With no middle control. So with seeing this PTA running away from the A line, I'm like, nah, I'm not staying there alone, okay? That full health Leo can maybe just push me and I'm done for, right? So I decide to fall back, and luckily, we get to see like the enemy team being aggressive in the middle, right? Good timing, good timing. Also, the perk of falling back, you get to kind of get a better angle on middle. 268 goes on lit. I'm just trying to put a few more shots into him, if possible. Blind, that one went to the ground. 907 is not really excel at sniping, especially, actually I think this game I had the IAU set up because I only have 2k hit points. Usually I would like to take the hardening rammer V-stab, just so, because I'm constantly brawling, I would like the, 200 more hit points. Now, the waffle for some reason decided to go forward out of the bush. Someone needs to play this position if you want to hold A line, right? Because you get the bush advantage and you get the first shot. Charfutier just shot at the waffle. Artie just shot at me. Tried to aim in, tried to secure the kill. Nice, there goes the kill, right? So because the waffle fall back, that's the reason why I decided to, oh, my bad. Waffle went forward. That's why I decided to come back. Because if Waffle's playing here and I'm playing front, that's perfectly fine in my opinion. But someone needs to play here, right? And those are the situations you need to adapt to, like small little things. But, people can just get bored and go out of position. The Leo was not ready for me pushing him, so I get to put a free shot into him. And I'm right now I'm just like, can I kill this guy before, the Platin and the 268 or like any other person on their team trying to get involved? And my conclusion is not really, okay? We put another one into Leo, but then the Platin and the 268 pretty much caught on. And trying to finish him off, yeah, got punished. And also my gunner is dead, right? At this point, I'm like panicking, because like my mark is around like 94.7. I'm like, this game definitely have potential for me to 3-mark it, and I don't want to suffer through the pain any longer. I play like, I think like 180 games on 907 in like, I would say like in the span of 3 days. That waffle bounce was kind of important, okay? So right now I'm just like, is the Leo gonna come first? Is the 777 gonna come first? Leo peeks, we snap the shots. Okay, let's be real, he wasn't really ready for it. We dodged the Artie also, and now the Patton and the 777 is pushing us. So at this point, I'm just like, one more shot out damage, because like my mark was at like 94.9 something. Okay, yeah, and I fucked it up. And I get killed. Right. So, not gonna lie, that was the bad shot by my part. I'm trying to go for the track, but I forgot I have heat loaded. The team fell apart really fast on the 1-2 line because they had middle control. They just couldn't push out and couldn't retreat. But overall, we had a good game, okay? And at this point, my mark was at like 94.9 something. But you know what, boys? We got the blind shots on the 268, and we got the 3 mark. So yeah, those are the two, I would say, more interesting 907 games I've had, okay? The results should be on your screen right now for both the first game and the second game. The first game is where I 2-marked my 9k fade-ins, okay? And the second game is where I got my 3 mark. This tank, it's definitely worth your attention, okay? I feel like just simply getting known to this tank have helped me improve a lot as a, just playing medium tanks in general. And the decision making, it's hard, right? You have 5 degrees of gun depression. Yeah, you don't really have any armor, let's be real, okay? And the mobility is like 55, which you get outspeed by like every single other medium tank in the game, pretty much, other than the SDB and like the Oods maybe. So you can't really do much compared to, things like a CS who excels at taking position these days, and like a Leo who have an amazing gun. So you really just gotta find the correct medium, the fine balance between sniping and brawling, right? And then just helping your team out, right? Playing with your team is how you get, most of the good games in 907 in my opinion, because you don't have the DPM or the hit point and armor to back yourself out in like a solo, like a solo carry position. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Peace.